Alright, what's up folks? Future Fox is back, and that is how we are going to finish out this recording session, because, you know, that's how we do, I guess. at least until past Fox figures out what's wrong with OBS. What's wrong with his OBS settings, I should say. But yeah, we've made a pretty good amount of progress, so right now all we are doing is we are making the preparations to head off to another planet in the next recording session. And obviously we're having an issue here where there's no magnetic coils going into Blue Research, and so that's why I went ahead and you know, vaulted the line of magnets over the top of the energetic graphite to feed this magnetic coil assembler, so that I would constantly be getting those. And then once Blue Research backs up, it'll start backing up the magnetic coils in the storage there. But we're going ahead and we're making, like, I don't know, what did I say? I wanted 20 assemblers, I think that's what I said. So what do we have in our inventory? We have 50 wind turbines, 50 Tesla coils, plenty of hydrogen fuel cells, about 650 Mark 1 conveyor belts, 150 Mark 2 conveyor belts, 70 foundations, 80 Mark 1 sorters, 90 Mark 2 sorters. We've got 5 Mark 1 storages, 6 Mark 2 storages. We're making about, I don't know, what probably about 20 or 30 smelters, I think is about what I wanted. I think I wanted about 30, really. But I was kind of debating back and forth whether I wanted 20 or 30. Hell, I don't know. Maybe I was even debating for 40. What you doing, Fox? What you doing? Just admiring the magnetic coils coming in? It is nice. It's nice that you finally fixed that problem. I mean, alternatively, I could have just rerouted some of the magnetic coils I was making over by the engines over here. I could have done that as well, but meh. This works. It's fine. So, oh, okay, maybe I'm thinking about upgrading some things, maybe making like Mark II assemblers or something like that. You know what? I might have upgraded one of these to a Mark II assembler before I left. That might be something that I did. Okay, so I'm kind of inspecting my lines here. There's the solar sail orbit system, so that you can send solar sails up into orbit around the star to make a Dyson swarm that can beam back power to your planet if you have ray receivers. That is not something I will be using, not anytime even remotely soon. I guess I can kind of go over this now. I really feel like the Dyson Sphere, it's the primary objective of the game, and yet to a certain extent it's kind of a trap. I feel like Thranks did this, and probably many other people have done this as well, though I haven't really watched anyone else play the game. But I feel like people try to go for the Dyson Spheres so soon, and they end up burning a lot of resources trying to get the Dyson Sphere going, when really, since the resources in your quadrant are so limited, and you might not think they're limited, because there's a lot of planets that you can go to. They all have pretty decent amounts of resources, especially once you start getting out into the outer planets in your quadrant. The ones by like the neutron stars and the black holes and all of that. There are planets out there that literally have like hundreds of millions of iron and copper and like 40 million titanium. And you might think that's a lot, but like when you really think about it, you could use that up relatively quickly if you didn't have the right research. The main thing would be Vane's utilization. It's technically an infinite research, Vane's utilization, and every time you get it... Oh, okay, so we're upgrading some various things here to try and make things a little bit faster, I see. Yeah, every time you upgrade Vane's research, it reduces the amount of ore that you're actually using in mining, while increasing the speed, and it reduces the amount of ore that you use by 6%. However, what it doesn't explain is that it's 6% of whatever your current value is. So the first level, you go from using 100% to 94%, but then the next level of research, it doesn't actually take that down by 6%, or at least this is the way I'm understanding it, because otherwise, after 17 levels, technically you would never actually use any any resources at all. So I don't know, maybe there's a point where it is 6% every single level until you get to a certain like cutoff point, and then it does what I'm thinking. But what I think it does is the first level is 6% off, and then the next level is 6% off of the 94% that you're actually using. So I mean, someone would have to map that out for me and let me know exactly what that is. I'm not so industrious to even attempt to do that in my head right now, and I haven't gone ahead and like done any kind of research into that, so I could just helpfully give it to you in this post commentary. Maybe I should do that next time. I don't know, maybe I will. But so yeah, the second level wouldn't actually take you down to like 88%. It would probably take you down to something more like 89.5 or something. That's just a random number off the top of my head that I think might be close. And then another 6% off of that might be like, I don't know, a 4% decrease from there to down to like 85. So every level of the veins utilization, you're getting less and less of a reward from it, and it's costing more and more research. However, eventually, with enough of that research, you get to a point where you could literally get down to like maybe only using 10% of the ore that you normally should. So you take a vein that has like, say 20 million ore in it, and instead of actually having 20 million ore with that research, it effectively has 200 million ore for you to use instead, which is definitely a really good thing. So because of that, I feel like one of the things that really people should do is don't work on the Dyson Sphere right away, but rather, so long as you can get the power grid to support it, you want to put as many resources into research as early on and for as long as you possibly can. Put as many resources into research, get those research levels up, specifically veins utilization. That's one of the more important ones. After that, probably like maybe research speed, logistic vessel speed. There are a couple other ones that would be really good to have. But yeah, veins utilization is pretty important. But yeah, I would definitely start doing that before you start working on a Dyson Sphere. At the very least, I would want to have absolutely everything in the tech tree that isn't an infinite research. I would want all of that researched before I even attempt to start on a Dyson Sphere. So now what we're going ahead and doing, we're making mining extractors. We're going to need those to get the titanium ore and stuff that we need. We're making splitters, we're making more storage. And right now I'm also kind of looking at logistic hubs, because really that's one of the things that we want to get going, to automate this process of mining ore on another planet and then bringing it back here where we're going to be using it. However, unfortunately, there are a number of things that I have not yet researched, so I can't really make those. I haven't even researched like the strain or the particle containers and stuff like that. I don't even know if I've researched processors at this point. And even if I have, I don't have the silicon on here to really do all of that kind of stuff. So again, we're trying to make all of this stuff, and then we're going to head off to another planet in the next recording session to do that. Honestly, I feel like 50 wind turbines is a little light. I kind of hope I make some more wind turbines before I go. Maybe something like 80 to 100 would be better for wind turbines. Then again, I want to leave some inventory space, because I think my initial plan is to go there, set up the mining stuff, set up the smelting stuff, get some storage for like titanium ingots and stuff, and then I'm just going to bring as much possible back with me in my own inventory. I'll manually transport it for the time being, and then eventually hopefully I'll bring back enough of that in order to automate the process afterwards. I don't know how many trips I actually have to make. I want to say from my rough memory, okay, so we're making some more foundations. That's not a bad idea. There is a lot of lava up there that we have to deal with. I want to say from my own memory, I ended up making about 4 or 5 trips back and forth before I actually got the smelting and transporting automated. It was something like that anyway. Because we're putting fuel rods in there for the time being, because I'm still really just preparing, so I don't need those things on me. And yeah, we're basically just making a whole bunch of foundations here. What else do I would I want to prep here? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure before this recording session ended, I did switch to liquid. I could have sworn I switched to liquid storage. There's only about 20-ish minutes left in this recording session, so the fact that it isn't up yet, I'm starting to wonder if I just imagined that. If maybe that was wishful thinking on Future Fox's part. Yeah, we got a pretty good amount of organic crystals over here. Do I take those over to where I was storing them now? Oh, okay, so here I looked at this. Yes, I looked at the storage tank here, and then I saw the fluid capacity is 10,000. I was like, wait, what? What? I was like, hold on a second. I need to look into this. It's a shame that I lost this part of that commentary too. Oh man, this would have been so good. Oh, this would have been so good. It would have been amazing. Where do I set this up? I want to say I set it up to the right here. Yeah, right over here. And I'm just like, what is going on? Because I know this works for oil, because it's pretty obvious. Oil is a liquid. And then after I put this down, I'm like, you know what? I bet this works for hydrogen.
You built a storage tank. It is more suitable for storing fluid than the storage. Each storage tank can only store one single type of fluid and can be built vertically. However, once it has been removed, all the stored fluid will be devastated.
Yeah, it's devastated. It's not lost, it's devastated. So yeah, no EPA thing. Apparently, you don't leave litter all over the place. And here I'm trying to use a sorter to bring it in there, and I don't realize. Wait, no, does it take a belt? It takes a belt. Yes, indeed it does take a belt, Fox. You just belt the resource right in there, and it will absolutely store the hell out of that oil. There you go. Yes. And so now I can start. I can actually start, depleting a lot of these other things, right? And we're just going to take all that oil and stuff it in there as fast as I possibly can, so that I can get rid of the other storage things and use that space for other things. Not that I actually need that space, but potentially. And now I'm realizing, oh man, I should have been using these a long time ago, because I could use these for hydrogen. Like, right there's liquid gas, right? All you have to do is compress and cool gas enough, and it liquefies. So liquid hydrogen, that makes perfect sense. I was like, oh yeah, I made all this thing for hydrogen over here. I bet I could just do a liquid storage thing. So I make one and I put it down real quick and easy. And we just break that off, and then yeah, it just starts storing that. I wasn't entirely sure it would work for hydrogen, but I was pretty sure, so I figured I'd just try it, and yeah, it worked out pretty nicely. Oof, look at that. Look at that view of the gas giant. If I could, I was gonna say that would be a really good screenshot actually, if I had gotten all that crap off the screen, the inventory and the storage and everything. Maybe I will end up doing that, and I'll be able to get a good shot. You know what? Yeah, I tilted up just for a second. That might be a pretty good shot, or me flying might be a pretty good shot. I don't know. Wait, I'll have to see once the video is done and exported and rendered and all of that stuff. I'll see what I use for the screenshot for that. I'm already pretty sure what I'm using for the screenshot of the first episode after this one will be. It'll be me flying to the other planet and arriving at the molten planet, the planet I call molten hell. things. Yeah, and then I do that, and then what I do here is I go ahead and make a small belt, and I'm just gonna take the storage there, and I'm just gonna take it straight to the tank for it. I mean, why would I not? So yeah, these liquid storage tanks, oh, they are just so much better for liquids. It's absolutely obscene, and for some reason I'm having some difficulty with this. Come on, Fox, there you go. Sometimes, depending on your perspective, getting some of these things right can be a little bit, it can be a little bit tricky. So let's take a look at what of my other, while I'm doing all of this, I'm going to do the same thing for oil over here, obviously, that I did for hydrogen. What else do I have prepared in my inventory? Okay, so I made 40 smelters, that's good, that's good. I got 21 assemblers, that's probably overkill, all things considered. Then again, I remember exactly what I set up on that planet, so not quite as overkill as you might think it would be. Okay, and then we just redirect that belt, or I just delete the belt, I guess. That works too. And we just do a belt over that way, into the tank. Not the most gracious of ways, but I mean, it works at the end of the day. That's all you can really ask it to do, is to have it work. That's all you can ask of it. And we get rid of those because they're really unnecessary. That would have looked a whole lot better if I had put it out the end at the bottom there and just had it join up with where the line bends right there. But whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect, Fox. Just ignore your OCD, okay? Just ignore it. Oh, and then I take my sweet old time to walk over here and check how things are doing over here. And yeah, I set up this output so that it can, you know, connect to that. Just because I need to make sure that my oil production for plastic and things stays in good shape. Because I don't know how it was doing with the acid way down the line. Probably wasn't doing too great, but at least with this setup, it's still mostly using the oil from the Mark I storage containers. And it's only using the oil in the liquid storage when that isn't backed up. So yeah, that'll work nicely. It'll drain out eventually pretty well. And then do I go ahead and set up a system here similar for the hydrogen over here, where I just set it up to go through? Yes, I do. Good man, good Fox. You do that thing. Oh yeah, and it gets a little janky if you don't make a short version right there, and then you can make it do what you want it to. Do I then? Oh, okay. Yes. I remember this. So what I go ahead and do here is I set up another storage. And I think the idea for what I'm trying to do is I want to make one storage that's constantly going to be going towards research, and then my idea is I'm going to be bringing back titanium, and I know I want hydrogen fuel cells for essentially the foreseeable future. And so what I want to do is I actually want to create an automated thing where I'm going to be making hydrogen fuel cells here. So I want one tank for hydrogen that's going to research, and another tank that is going to be going for hydrogen for the hydrogen fuel cells. I think that was one of the things I was planning. I don't know if I do it here before this session ends. I'm not too certain about that. Ugh. Let me have a little drink of water here. Yeah, this whole thing was like a mind-blowing revelation for me when I first discovered that. I was like, oh, I have been doing this all wrong the entire time. It's so sad that I lost that particular bit of commentary. Ah, it's so sad. Nice. Okay, so energetic graphite is backing up nicely. We will have a good buffer of that. Graphene has actually completely stopped. It's completely backed up. That storage is entirely full. Do I notice that and put another stack of storage on top of that? I kind of hope I do. I think right now I'm looking to see if I am making more plastic than I'm shipping out to make organic crystals, and it looks like I am. So we are still, and I really should utilize the statistics panel a whole lot more to figure out if I'm in a deficit or not or what. I really should do that. What do I end up doing? Do I end up putting another layer of storage on here? That might be what I'm doing. Yep, that looks like what I'm doing, because I really want to make sure that I'm going to have enough plastic to keep those organic crystals going, because once I bring in that titanium, I'm going into full-on titanium crystal, like, absolute madness. And I'm putting extra Mark 1 storage here, and I don't know why, because, again, I just figured out that storage container, the liquid containers would work so much better for liquid. And yet, for whatever reason, oh, I actually put 2 more of those containers on there. Nice. Or wait, did I have a double stack on there originally? I don't remember now. All of a sudden, I don't remember, huh? But yeah, the graphene is flowing quite nicely. The acid is pretty backed up right now, but I just journey up here to make sure that the coal, or the stone rather, is still doing what it needs to be doing, and it absolutely is. So, you know, good there. And I don't know. I guess I'm talking about I'm waiting for the oil and the hydrogen, whatever, to drain out of the stuff over there. So now we head on over here. Okay, we're just checking on the old mines, the original mines. That iron one, it's getting close to dying. It's getting close, but it's still completely backed up. I'm still managing to feed the iron smelter and the one smelter making magnets there. Okay, and we have completely backed up here on magnetic coils and circuits, or circuit boards, so that is good. Pretty happy with that. We've got 1,000 or 10 slots, so that's 2,000 blue research, and nearly backed up on the 5 slots of red research, so that's pretty good. We are in pretty good shape, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything is going in terms of production at this point in time. I feel like everything is going well enough that I'm not, you know, nothing's in a deficit that I'm aware of at this point in time. So I should be perfectly fine to leave the planet for a time, get some stuff set up elsewhere, come back, and everything should still be running just fine. Talking about paving some of that area over, and maybe I think I want to make diamonds over here in that area, because I've already got the energetic graphite storage there. And it's not being utilized by any, it's literally only going to red research, so it's not being utilized by another source. I don't really want to do the diamonds over by the other graphite area, or graphite area, or coal area, because again, that stuff's getting turned into energetic graphite, and it's getting used for the graphene over at the chemical plants. So I really don't want to strain that supply too much. Whereas this, you can see that this line, I mean, it's moving, but it's inching along. It's not getting used, like, hardly at all, really. And I think I'm considering, like, you know, making some more. I know at this point, clearly I need to make more electric motors to make electromagnetic turbines. Like, clearly that just has to happen. And I think I'm gonna potentially upgrade one of these. And I do have some silicon ore sitting in storage, so I can make high purity silicon that I would need in order to make a couple of microcrystalline components. which I think is what I come over here and do real quick, because I just take the silicon out of here, turn all of that into ingots, and I'm just like, alright, cool, yeah. Let's make as much of this as we possibly can in order to make one of those. And I'm kind of hoping, like, maybe if I upgrade the electric motor thing, that'll help the electric turbine keep up and constantly be producing. At least that's my thought, right? And then I need the copper ingots, which I stored in here somewhere. Didn't I? Yeah, there they are. And, oh, nope, I selected the wrong thing. There you go. And we create 8 of those, so I can make, what is it, 4 of these. And then I can go grab the graphene, and then we can upgrade one of the assemblers to Mark II. Right, so we just fly on over there, grab some graphene, and we can upgrade that sucker. Okay, yeah, it looks like I only had one Mark II storage building here. But, yeah, about 2 minutes left in the recording, so I will say thank you guys very much for taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate it, especially with the audio issues that I've been having. They are, I believe I'm doing the best I can to work around them, and they're getting better. So I believe, actually, now that I think about it, the last 2 recording sessions I did, recording session 6 and 7, I actually did with Audacity. So this being the end of recording session 2, I have 3, 4, and 5. So 3 more recording sessions that were on the mucked up audio settings. So hopefully we will be able to get out of that relatively quickly. It looked like I was going to go into the star chart and talk about where I was going next time. But yeah, so hopefully everything is getting better. I hope you guys think it's getting better at least. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series. I think this series will continue for quite some time to come, to be perfectly honest. I don't know exactly how far. Like I said, I am planning on, or I think I'm planning on doing a second playthrough in an infinite thing, just so I can kind of tinker with a whole lot of things and figure some different things out and all that. Let me know in the comment section below whether or not you'd be interested in any of that. And I probably wouldn't record like the initial setup, like all of this, because you've already seen it. Or if I did, I'd probably do like a time-lapse thing. But anyways, yeah, let me know what you think, and then I will I'll make my decision afterwards, I guess, depending on what you guys have to say. So yeah, until next time, take care, folks, and Fox is out of here.